So I'd like to hear from you guys. Raise your hand if climate change is one of the most important issues to you politically.
Yeah. So I'm not like any big climate change like enthusiast. Like, you know, I'm not going to be Greta Thunberg and go out and protest in the streets. But I think that it's important that we keep environmental protections really strong and that we defend the environment really strongly. And I think that it's not a good idea to take out, you know, a bunch of regulations for companies in terms of pollution or their carbon emissions. I think that it's important that that the government is, you know, promoting policies that keep our environment and our air clean and not necessarily like a super like dramatic policy change, but I think that it's important that we just have those policies in place.
Do you think that the issue of climate change is in any way manipulated by the left or abused in any way?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that there's a lot of fear mongering that goes on with climate change that I think pushes people to go and, you know, kind of go crazy for it, which I don't think is useful at all. I think that there is definitely fear mongering, and it's pretty harmful, I think, to the overall movement that like Republicans and Democrats both want to keep our environment clean and for those policies. But I think the fear and the, you know, news outlets that keep promoting like in 20 years we'll all be dead kind of stories, like those are not helpful at all, in my opinion.
Can I jump in on that?
Please.
So I grew up on the Jersey Shore, right by Seaside Heights, and I think, especially with this past administration, something that's really affecting New Jersey would be the windmills, the offshore windmills that they're putting out. And I remember when they started doing the drudging under the ground to sort of get that set up, there were all of these whales and mammals that were washing up on the beach. And everyone was like, maybe it's because you're putting out like sounds, waves, and they're confusing the animals, that's how they communicate. And then, of course, the Democratic administration was like, that's definitely not happening. Like, when we do changes in the environment, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But when Republicans, you know, want to drill for oil, then the entire environment's going to go to hell in a handbasket.
Right.
So I do think that there's a clear double standard there, and I do think it's important. To your point, I mean, I grew up on the beach. I know that the beach is eroding, right? The line is getting smaller and smaller as the years go by. So it's an important note. I do think that the Democratic Party's kind of gotten it all wrong.